Hello, my friends, and welcome to November. My goodness, it is November already. I can't believe it. So today I was just going to share with you a little fun thing. I bought a kit from my fabric addiction. I saw it advertised, and I think it was $45 or something, and I bought a kit to make a table runner for my kitchen for the winter, and it's 16.5 by 60.5, so pretty good size. So it came with the fabric for the trees, and they were already laser cut, and they were cut. It gives you the pattern, gives you the tree templates, which look like this, but I thought they were, especially the third tree. There's 3 trees. And this one, I felt like it was especially kind of straight-sided. So, and there's the trunk, the tree trunk for all of them. And so, being me, and not being able to really leave things alone, I took all the trees, which were, as I said, laser cut. They were already all cut out like this, and they were raw edge. So I pressed a piece of Steam-A-Seam Light to the back of each of the fabric trees, because it didn't have anything on them. And I took just a mechanical pencil. Sometimes I just used my scissors and just cut, but I went ahead and just drew on the Steam-A-Seam. This is the paper that I peeled off the Steam-A-Seam to press it onto the background, but I just made myself a little more normal looking tree, I guess. And I just freehanded that and just kind of, I don't know, did my thing. And so each one is different. There aren't any 2 exactly alike, because I freehanded each one. And here's my pile of trees these are the papers that I peeled off the back of all the trees, so that I had the sticky side on the Steam-A-Seam out, so I could go ahead and attach it to my table runner. And then I did the same thing with the tree trunks. I couldn't really go with just a square chunk, so I made all the tree trunks a little different, gave them some knots and knobs and things, and then in the video you'll see, in a little while in this video, you'll see where I've laid it out, and the pattern does give you a suggested layout. I think mine had 19 trees. I can't remember, but I tried to kind of stick with this, but I did kind of change things around a little bit, because the fabrics that came with this were just beautiful, and I didn't want too many darks in one place or too many lights in one place. And so when I got that all laid out on there, on the background, I just peeled off the Steam-A-Seam and pressed them down. And then I went ahead and did some thread painting. And I had to make myself a little sample because I hadn't done any thread painting in a while. And I needed to kind of practice up on that before I went with the real table runner. So I made just a little mat. I don't have any binding on it yet. Here's the back. I don't have any binding on it yet, but I soon will have, and then I'll just use it for a little table mat or something. But you can kind of see the thread painting in here. This one's pretty dense, and this one not so much. And this one has more, I followed more the lines of the pattern in the fabric. And of course this is all quilted. So kind of just give you an idea where I started out to practice and get going with this. And I do have some, quite a bit of stitching around the outside edges where those raw edges are. But I really enjoyed putting the detail inside all the trees too. So I just used a really light batting. This is just a light batting, 80/20, I believe it is, from Missouri Star Quilt Company. It's my favorite batting. And this is my actual table runner. And I quilted it with this variegated thread from Sim Thread, which has blues and grays and almost white and dark blue and light and medium. And it just looks beautiful on here. I really, really like it a lot on here. And some of the trees I thread painted before I quilted it, and some of them I have thread painted after I quilted it. And so some of these trees you'll see are not finished yet, and so I'm just gonna go in each day and do a tree or two, because there's a lot of trees. Look, it's this long, a lot of trees. So like this one here, I have it just part way done. You can kind of see how that looks. This one's all finished in the trunk. I did all the tree trunks too. And any place where I thought it needed a little more, another swirl or, something like that, I just went in with a friction pen and kind of made me a swirl, and then I went in and free motion quilted everything else that I needed on there to fill in where it needed filled in and make it look symmetrical. This tree's beautiful. Looks like it has icicles on it. So I hope you'll enjoy watching the process in the video. And thank you so much for taking the time to spend with me today. This is what the straight-sided tree pattern looks like that comes with the kit. And I just pressed steam-a-seam to light to the backside, and then I used like a mechanical pencil and my scissors. Just free-handed some bows and twists and turns on the sides of the trees, and then I cut out trees that looked a lot more realistic to me. I really enjoyed them a lot more than the straight-sided pattern. And then it was laying out the trees on the background, and the pattern did come with a suggested layout, and I think mine had 19 trees, and I did stick pretty much with the suggested layout, except that I kind of switched trees around so that I didn't have too many dark trees or too many light trees in one place. And also the tree trunks, I made sure they were all kind of interesting and I freehanded them as well, and had a lot of fun laying this out. Really enjoyed this whole process. And I decided that I should make a sample to kind of practice up my thread painting skills, because I hadn't done it in a while. So this is just scrap fabric from the kit and a piece of background that I grabbed out of my stash so that I could practice a little bit. I did put some batting behind this and backing, and you can kind of see here that I'm just working along the edge of the tree, but I did put details inside the trees, top to bottom, branches and swirls and things. And I did go ahead and quilt my table runner before I was finished thread painting. I decided I wanted to get it quilted and bound, and so I found a really pretty swirly design that looked like the wind blowing and snow, and I used my jumbo hoop. This is an in the hoop edge to edge quilting process, and I used my jumbo hoop for this. Sometimes I use my snap hoop. There you can see some detail inside that tree. Lots of enjoyment quilting this. It was very easy and a lot of fun. I used kind of a denser design. I thought it would work a little better, and I wanted to bind it just pretty quick when I got it done quilting it, so I went ahead and put the binding on. Usually I put the binding on the front and roll it to the back and hand stitch it down, but this time I stitched it to the back and rolled it to the front, and then I did my hand stitching on the front of the quilt, which it turned out looking really, really pretty. I love a hand stitched binding. I just think that's traditional to me. There's a little more detail on my practice piece, and you can see what I did on the inside of the trees as well as the outside edges. And some places I used a variegated thread and some I didn't. I did use a variegated thread to quilt it, which was blues and grays and almost white, and well, it was really, really pretty. Turned out really pretty. This is on the actual table runner now, and you can kind of see some of the details. And some of the trees, like I said before, I thread painted them before I quilted, and some of them I thread painted after I quilted it. And here it is, all done. You see that kind of gap there at the bottom. I did go in and freehand swirls, free motion quilt some swirls in there to bring the quilting all the way down to the bottom so that it would reach top to bottom, and I really enjoyed doing that. And I'm gonna put this out on my kitchen table in January and February with some snowmen and a candle, and really enjoy my kitchen this winter. And a little winter scene there on table runner. So I hope you'll try this, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.